welcome one, welcome all to the KBE, your annual Konoha Beatdown event. Of course, I'm your host, Sanjay Uchiha, because with today's match, of course, we have in this corner, Isshiki Otsutsuki. In this corner, we have, well, some punching bags. Welcome everyone, Sanjay Uchiha here. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. And of course, today we tackled Boruto episode 216, getting closer and closer to the manga. Of course, we're entering round 2 against Isshiki Otsutsuki, and manga readers know that, you know, certain Uchiha are about to get their face beat off for the most part. and certain Uzumakis, so let's go. But at the same time, of course, big transformations coming up, so let's see how the anime actually handles it. But of course, if you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Hope you guys have an awesome day. We're on our way to, well, kind of late in the year, but hopefully still 20,000 subscribers. So help out Uchiha out, your friendly neighborhood Uchiha. Leave a like if you do end up enjoying my reaction and review, and let's just get right into it. All right, here we go. Alright, so going into this episode, it's not looking bad so far, but I think persons are have a big expectation for this fight from an animation standpoint, because they weren't really satisfied with Kashin Koji versus Isshiki. Wait, Sasuke? Should I? Stop the foolishness, brother. Yo, hold on. I remember when I was reading this in the manga, and I found it so funny that the way Sasuke is drawn after he hits the ground, like that man just out of the fight already. They said not just Sasuke as disgraceful as before, like in the manga, because why? Really, to try to figure out what Naruto talk about now, because clearly you never get the memo. Oh, flashback. Interesting. Oh, sorry, not flashback. Well, yeah, flashback, but dream sequence. Yeah, but no, I just really love how Amado looks in the animated. Like, man just always seems chill. I mean, it's the same in the manga, but the man just did it. It's like, it just makes it so funny with everybody saying, yo, Naruto and Sasuke are doing this and this and this. But nobody's telling the masses that Naruto and Sasuke get their ass kicked by a weaker version of this man already. Same thing that what Kawaki has to write here or something. Alright, here we go again. Yo, alright. Shadow Clone, Chakra Arms. Stop it. Wait, Sasuke? Alright. Man, just a spam Shidori, so brother. Daikokuten. What I like about that is that, you know, the whole thing they say you can't use Shidori without properly without the Sharingan. So it's like Sasuke would have been able to see the counterattack in his, you know, peripheral vision, basically. So that's the good part. Compared to Koji, so that's a little subtle detail based on established lore. You know, seeing it much better here in animated form compared to the manga, it just kind of made me think about that. I know, sorry. Jeez and peace. Whoa! What? The 3-piece combo? No, brother. It's a Konoha beatdown event here going good. Jeez and peace. Alright, some fluid animation. Stop. Ooh, shit. No, sorry. Someone that kick just really disrespectful and funny to me, honestly. Well dressed kid. No, brother. But sorry, I'm gonna pull that up. Hold on, just a bit. Fair use, fair use. Ooh, well, this is these are additional scenes here. Yeah, because there was one point in the manga where it seemed like Naruto disappeared and then he reappeared. Dag. I know, but someone how them put this episode together just seemed highly disrespectful from Isshiki Ed. Like the man did I say. Nah, where you really at it, dog? Just leave Sasuke, please. Jeez, I'm peace, man. Oh shit, the Haku references. Yo, this is new. Because there was supposed to be a scene with Isshiki about to stab him with the sword and then Boruto just catches him out of the way. So they've changed things quite a bit here. Like the voice actress's performance in terms of the heavy breathing and thing. Are we gonna get the Konoha getting our legit thing? Yo, Sasuke just can't catch every with all these kicks, brother. Very interesting how they're kind of slowly zooming in the camera here. Yo, dog, it's just the look on Boruto's face getting his arm broken, dog. Like, before he even streamed a while, you could literally see the pain on this man's face. So that's good. That's good. Yo, at this point, it's the Isshiki wine, and obviously Isshiki is a footballer. This man is just kicking everybody, brother. Oh, I know they put the title. Ah, yes. Them have really made this seem more drastic than it actually was in the manga, and I like that. I think at this point, the writing switches over from Kodachi to back to Kishimoto. Fun fact for anime owners who may or may not be watching this video. So yeah. Alright, shooting off. Yo, they're making this a lot more dramatic than in the manga. I really appreciate that, but I like. Yeah. Woo, looking fresh. Alright, let's go Varian Wood. Even I wasn't expecting. Yo. Alright, so that was episode 216 of the Boruto anime Sacrifice, and I'll just tell you straight up in case you're an anime only watcher. This episode, the adaptation of the events of the manga, I think this would have been chapters 50 and 51, and the anime did a better job handling the material than the manga did. But before I jump ahead of myself, let's start from the beginning. So what makes this part of the story good is that in the beginning you at least get to see, or at least at one part of the episode, you get to see the seeds of psychological conflict being planted when it comes on to Kawaki and his character, and when it comes on to the karma. Because especially in this episode, you see Amado himself even asks Kawaki that, you know, do you feel useless because of the situation, or is it because you don't have karma? And that subtle planting of, you know, conflict within Kawaki is going to, we're going to return to it at some point, and it's going to play a major role in how things are going to actually break down, build up, and actually just shake down when it comes on to the relationship between Kawaki and Konoha and the choices that he's going to make. So I know it was like only a short portion of the episode, but it carries heavy weight to it, and I really appreciate how Kadashi / Kishimoto handled planting that subtle, you know, conflict, that subtle breadcrumb in the minds of the audience going, you know, into this fight. No, the fight itself, of course, compared to the manga, and you know, thankfully they did actually approach some of the things a bit differently compared to the manga. There were some additional scenes, there were things that were added and things, but it did, you know, it did work for the benefit of the fight, I would say. Even though I feel like I was expecting something like really bombastic, but I thought the animation was, I feel like I received it better than Kashin Koji versus Isshiki, but I could potentially see persons probably still complaining, probably. But for me, I feel like I'm satisfied for the most part. Of course, being the Konoha the KBE, the Konoha Beatdown event. Naruto and Sasuke got gentlemen. Isshiki the footballer, and that way I start calling the Isshiki wine. Like, the man is just expanding his brand. The man have the wine, the man have the footballing contract, because yo, some of the additional scenes there are just kill me. I mean, from juggling Sasuke to, you know, even that disrespectful kick off Naruto face. Honestly, it's something else. It's just funny, if nothing else, honestly. So I definitely love. Listen, before even getting into this episode, I was looking forward to see the beatdown of Naruto and Sasuke in this, because, like, I have a friend, and from time to time, we don't miss opportunity to mock Naruto and Sasuke getting beat up and, you know, being quote unquote nerfed and not using their moves. We're always making fun of it. So it's like seeing it in this episode is just fun, honestly. Jeez and peace. But back on a more serious note though, I mean, again, it's to be expected, right? And I'll just touch on this little issue shortly, like return to it for a bit here in this review. The problem isn't Naruto and Sasuke losing to Isshiki. Again, I would imagine the problem is that persons have is the fact that there's just this lack of Naruto and Sasuke using anything else. So yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. I mean, you see it even with Sasuke just spamming Shidori in this episode, but there's that. And again, just to return to my point in the reaction segment, I love the little attention to detail with the Sharingan. It's like a subtle callback reference to the whole fact that the Sharingan sees things in its, you know, peripheral view when you're using the Shidori. So it kind of makes sense how Sasuke was able to avoid the cubes and thing. So there was that. But if nothing else as well, what I definitely liked about this episode is it gives the audience an understanding of the stakes once more when it comes on to Boruto, and linking things back to the Boro fight in terms of, you know, what his statement about Boruto being able to speed their plans along actually meant, and we get confirmation of that in this episode. And of course, I like it because it's, again, Boruto is quote unquote marketed as the genius character comparatively speaking to his father Naruto when he was at that age. So I thought, in the grand scheme of things, that really highlighted and showcased that Boruto, you know, he's thinking, even though he didn't really confirm that, you know, he Isshiki wouldn't kill him, you know, he kind of went into on it like on a whim, on a bet, even though he was trying to save Sasuke, but he basically got confirmation. It just showed him using his head. It's kind of like one of those things I really like to see when it comes on to Boruto's character. Just, you know, just think, use your head, and that was on display for this episode, and I definitely like that. But what I also liked was just the arts and just the character acting and the voice acting in certain portions, especially that scene when Boruto got his hand broken. Yo, brother, listen to me. Just the look on the on the face of Boruto, it's like you can feel the pain just looking at this man's face, honestly. And the art and animation in that particular instance really helped it. So kudos to the episode, kudos to the animators, kudos to the staff for that. Also, what I definitely loved about this is this episode, as I said, this episode handled the material better, because at the end of the day, small spoilers, but the manga, a lot of persons will complain that the whole thing with Baremo and everything that's involved with that felt a bit lackluster, kind of felt like surface level. But what we see in this episode is the anime really doing its best to make it a bit more dramatic, make it feel like there's more tension, more at stake, more build up for it. Because in the manga, like after a while, after the whole cube scene and everything, Naruto mysteriously disappeared, and then we get reintroduced to him running back to the battlefield at one point, stating that how the cubes are disrupting his chakra sensing. And then, you know, well, I think that was a flashback part. No, yeah, in the manga we had Naruto come out of nowhere and kick Isshiki and then transform, and then we got the flashback in terms of how we got to that point. So they've totally handled this differently. It has a more epic feel compared to the manga, so I really love how the anime is doing this, you know, showing Naruto in a kind of blooded state, him launching off the cube and launching into the sky. That was kind of epic, I'm not gonna lie. So the episode makes it feel much more like an event, because at the time when we heard Naruto was going to die, there wasn't as epic a feel, comparatively speaking, now that the episode is out, compared to what we got in this episode. So this episode really is, the anime is doing wonders for this section of the material, and like, I don't know, I just have to give praise to it. It's just doing it better. It feels more like an event, so there is definitely that. And of course, yo, the Haku the Haku references with, you know, Sasuke switch places with Boruto to take the chakra rods, yo, like father like son, as he said. Yo, the animators are really dropping the references here. I like these small callbacks. It makes it feel, it just overall makes the fight feel more, it makes us as the audience, especially those of us who are watching from Naruto days, even though I would still be surprised if like anybody is seriously only a Boruto only watcher. Like, that would be crazy. But you know, with the exception of probably the kids are younger demographic that are growing up in Japan now, but you get what I mean. But it just feels like I feel so much more invested in the fight because of all these small things, changes, and improvements, if I'm being completely transparent with you guys. So like, really love what they're doing with the anime. Baron mode, the reveal, the transformation feels much more epic, I feel much more invested in seeing what's going to happen. Well, I already know what's going to happen for the most part compared to the manga. So yeah, this episode definitely good. We got some little subtle hints set up for Kawaki's character in terms of conflict with his character going down the line. We got a better, I would say a better animated fight compared to the Kashin Koji versus, you know, Jigen / Isshiki fights. Of course, we got some callbacks, some references to stuff in early Naruto with the Haku thing with Sasuke. Of course, we got the establishment of the stakes. We got things being handled much better compared to the manga in terms of build-up, tension, drama, and just overall, it's just better, God. Like, I would ask those of you who may be anime only to just pre chapters 50 and 51 and tell me that the manga did it better, because that would be madness, honestly. So it is what it is. Sanjay Uchiha, let me know what you thought about this episode. I thought it was pretty decent. I'm not lying. So yeah, Looking forward to Byron Mode, Naruto versus Isshiki. Let's go all out with the animation, hopefully with some additional scenes. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts on this episode and my reaction. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Konoha Beatdown event. Yo, footballer Isshiki.